Hey guys, Doors Theory here, and in today's video, we're navigating the abandoned facility of the Foundation as we take a look at each of the game's many entities and characters. For those who don't know, the Foundation is a horror game created within Roblox. In it, we assume the role of a human adventurer who finds themselves trapped in a facility consisting of 100 doors. Each of the doors we exit through brings us one step closer to a showdown against a powerful entity known as the Watcher. Along the way, a guiding light helps illuminate our way. The lore is vague and perhaps best investigated in a separate video. For now, we will look at each of the many monstrous entities that stand between our hero and that final showdown. Please note that this video is recorded in March 2025, before the Foundation released, so it will only include entities added up to this point in time. With that disclaimer out of the way, sit back, relax, and let's explore this creepy facility and take a look at the monsters residing within. Guiding light is a placid, supernatural force which, as its name suggests, acts as a guiding light through the dark and dangerous hallways. Guiding light emits a faint sound around key items in the environment, leading the player to them. In pitch-black rooms, it will light the way after a certain amount of time has passed, usually somewhere between 30 and 60 seconds. During chase sequences, this helpful specter lights up the safest path and generally does its best to keep the player alive, always guiding, but unable to directly intervene with proceedings. After room 150, we get curious light instead of the usual guiding light. It's still lighting up the place, keeping things visible, but it feels different. There's something unsettling about it. It doesn't feel as helpful or reassuring as guiding light used to. While it still highlights where to go next, it's not as clear with its guidance. It's almost like it's there to show you the way, but in a more cryptic, ominous kind of way. Definitely not the same vibe, but still kind of helpful in its own strange way. Eyes is made up of a cluster of monstrous eyeballs, which float in a void-like aura. A distorted moan can be heard as they materialize. Eyes usually spawn after the player enters a new room or hallway, and looking directly at it causes our health to rapidly dwindle. If one is to encounter eyes, then they must turn away from its deadly gaze and move past it while looking at something safe, such as the floor or ceiling. Rush wears a Cheshire Cat grin plastered across its demonic face, a floating head surrounded by smoke. Rush will cause the lights to blink rapidly for a few seconds before, quite literally, rushing through the halls and consuming any poor souls who get in its way. To avoid Rush, listen for its terrifying rumble and quickly hide in a nearby closet. Rush causes all light bulbs to pop as it speeds past and will also open any upcoming exit door. Ambush is the nightmarish alternative to Rush. Like Rush, Ambush resembles a floating face, though this time white as a sheet, its eyes wide black voids, and its mouth turned sideways, taking up most of its oval face. Ambush requires much quicker reaction time to avoid than Rush. Players will hear a distorted screech as it speeds into the room. You'll get but a second to react and quickly hide in the nearest closet. Unlike Rush, Ambush doesn't just pass by once. It will loop back over and over in quick succession. Getting caught results in an instant death. While exploring the facility's dark rooms, a goopy, squid-like creature wearing a big, bright humanoid smile will appear. This is Screech, who alerts us to its presence by making a loud sound. When we hear this sound, we must quickly look around to locate Screech, who will be somewhere nearby. Spotting this slimy creature causes them to emit an ear-piercing screech before disappearing into the darkness once more. However, if we do not locate Screech in time, it will attack, causing a 40-point damage penalty and allowing a jump scare. Screech will probably show up in the mold rooms since the badge shows it in the mold rooms, which makes sense considering how decayed those areas are. Now, Halt is not confirmed, so if this is not in the game, this won't happen. Halt looks very much like a specter or ghost, a pair of bright blue eyes shining through its translucent body with a texture resembling ripples on water. Halt has one of the most unique gameplay systems built around it. The lights will flicker for an extended period, and then, when opening the exit door, players are transported to a long, dark corridor. Halt will now appear behind the player and give chase. As we run, Halt periodically teleports in front of us, and at this point, a message flashes up warning us to turn around. The objective here is to keep ahead of Halt as it teleports back and forth within the hallway. Eventually, we reach the exit and Halt despawns. If Halt should catch us, however, the following jump scare is triggered. Sometimes, you may enter a room with two possible exits. These doors are always numbered, but do you remember the number of the previous door you entered through? There's no way to check now, as the sign has been mysteriously warped. One of these exits is a trap and contains a monstrous entity known as Dupe, a terrifying creature lurking in the darkness beyond the fake doorway. It roars and lunges at the player, dealing a substantial amount of damage. So, do remember what door number should be next, or prepare to be duped by Dupe. Boss encounters found in the current version of the Foundation are Seek. Their appearance is humanoid, with a body made up of a goopy ink-like substance and a single giant cycloptic eye. Its only distinguishing feature is Seek, which chases down the player and will instantly kill them should they catch up. To escape Seek, players must jump over pits and choose the correct paths, guided as always by that mysterious light. After surviving several rooms, the player must avoid Seek's goo, which rises rapidly from the ground, and then survive Seek's hands breaking through walls and ceilings, trying to grab the player. We must survive this final gauntlet in order to escape Seek once and for all. However, we must survive 2 encounters with this horrifying humanoid in total. One occurs before door 150 and the other after. In the lead-up to encountering Seek, creepy eyes begin appearing in each room. This is to notify us that the chase sequence is soon to begin. Ram is a dangerous entity that appears anytime, and it's known for charging at you with intense force. Before it shows up, you'll hear loud banging sounds from behind doors or walls. When you hear these sounds, it's a clear signal that Ram is about to make its move, so you need to act fast. The best way to survive Ram is by staying to the side of the door when it charges. If you're near a doorway, stand on one side so that when Ram bursts through, you'll be out of its direct path. The key is to avoid being directly in its line of sight, as it will charge straight through. If you're in a hallway and you can't easily move to the side, your best bet is to find a place to hide. Look for nearby hiding spots, like lockers or small spaces, to stay out of Ram's way. It's all about positioning yourself where it can't hit you. The figure is another boss-type monster known for standing around 10 feet tall, with long, gangly arms and a circular mouth full of razor-sharp teeth. The figure is surely one of the most unnerving entities. However, as you may have noticed, the figure does not have any eyes, and so relies on its keen sense of sound to track down its prey. Therefore, when encountering the figure, it is important to stay crouched and move quietly so as not to draw its attention. If players alert the figure, they must hide inside a closet and survive a fast-paced QuickTime event. Failing this minigame results in an instant game over. The figure inhabits room 189, and this room contains a puzzle that must be completed in order for us to escape. The room is set within an observatory-like lab, where players must collect up 10 breaker boxes scattered around the observatory, anywhere on shelves and floors. Then, they must complete a number puzzle, flicking the right number when the box next to it glows. After completing the puzzle, a vertical lift gate opens, and we must run to it before the figure kills us. But we don't have a lot of info right now about what happens to the figure after escaping or any cutscene. Maybe the figure returns and attacks us at door 200. But remember, this video is recorded before the Foundation has released, so info won't be 100% accurate. We also have no idea what is at door 200. It's a mystery for now, and we can only speculate. Now, let's take a look at the secondary entities, ones that are not seen so often or are non-hostile, as well as those included for story purposes. The first of these is an entity known as Glitch, created as a failsafe by the developers. Glitch will only appear if the next room fails to load. In this instance, it materializes as a purple mass of floating cubes surrounded by a pixelated aura. It will attack the player, causing the screen to glitch out, and then spawn them in the next room, though it deals no damage in the process. Hiding in lockers and closets to escape the many terrors stalking, you may feel the urge to remain hidden for long periods of time. However, this next entity makes sure that your time spent in these hiding spots is short-lived. For if we linger too long, an entity known as Hide begins to distort our vision. The message flashes on screen. If we ignore this final warning, then Hide will eject us from the safe zone and deal 40 damage in the process, leaving the player to the mercy of whatever may still be lurking outside. Snare doesn't appear until the final stretch of doors, showing up in the observatory area in room 189 onward. It looks harmless enough at first glance, a pile of dirt containing several holes. This appearance is deceptive, as accidentally standing on Snare causes spikes to shoot out of these many holes, impaling the player and stunning them for a few seconds. While stunned by Snare, the figure can easily kill you, which constantly roams the observatory area. Next up is Watcher. Watcher first appears at room 150, maybe will appear at room 200, but I'm not sure, and it's a strange and unsettling creature. It traps you in cages, and at first, it seems like that's all it does. But what if Watcher changes over time? What if at some point Watcher starts to kill you instead of just capturing you? Right now, it's all about the cages, but it wouldn't be surprising if Watcher, after trapping you multiple times, he becomes much more dangerous as the game goes on. The creature itself is pretty disturbing. It's covered in scraps, almost like it's been pieced together. Some believe it was trapped by the staff because of its appearance, but there's also the possibility that Watcher put itself in that cage, or it's learned to capture others after being a victim of it. Its role might change, but whatever the case, it's something you definitely want to be cautious of. To escape the prison, we must find 8 levers, and we have a tablet to see if the levers have been pulled or how close we are to them. The Watcher resembles a tall humanoid figure, similar to the figure. It has a prosthetic foot, a right arm replaced with a hook, and a box-like head with a transparent cell containing a seek eye in the center. The Watcher appears to be muscular, wrapped in chains, and adorned with numerous spikes protruding from its body. The Watcher acts similarly to the figure, though it is not blind. Instead, it has limited hearing and roams the room searching for the player. Stealth is crucial when inside the Watcher's domain, as any noise can lead to death if the Watcher sees you. If trapped, the Watcher will capture the player in a cage. In multiplayer, other players may have the chance to save their trapped teammates. Then, we have the Overseer, which appears after door 150. The Overseer has this eerie red eye that looks like a target symbol. Once that eye locks on you, you're in trouble. It shoots a red beam, and that beam can do some serious damage. The room itself starts to shake before the Overseer shows up, giving you a small warning. You'll need to hide behind debris, like shelves and boxes, to avoid being seen. You can't outrun it, so you'll have to rely on your wits to survive. The Overseer really ramps up the tension because it forces you to be both quick and clever in how you navigate the room. Now let's talk about Stare. Stare is a bit different from the other entities. It doesn't kill you all at once. Instead, it wears you down slowly. You'll feel the damage bit by bit. It's a slow, agonizing process, and if you don't deal with it, it'll eventually wear you out completely. The worst part about Stare is that it's not immediate. It's drawn out, which makes it that much more nerve-wracking. You can't just rush through. You've got to manage this one carefully if you want to survive. Next is Hurry, which starts appearing around room 160 to 199, is a whole different story. Hurry is way faster than Rush, and when it shows up, you need to be lightning quick. The lights flicker, and you don't have much time to think. The speed of Hurry makes it far more challenging, and you can't afford to hesitate. And of course, we have the Hurry Up and Slow Down badges, which seem to be tied to Hurry. Hurry is fast, much faster than Rush, and you'll probably earn the Slow Down badge if you manage to crucify it. These two entities really mess with your speed, and you need to be quick to survive. Rush and Hurry are both about movement, but Hurry takes it to the next level, requiring you to move even faster. Finally, let's talk about Decoy. Decoy is one of the trickiest entities. Trickery is earned when you encounter Decoy, and Double Down comes when you crucify it. Decoy hides in lockers and waits for you to open them. Once you do, it attacks. You'll encounter Decoy between rooms 101 and 199, so you'll need to be cautious. Opening lockers could be your downfall if you're not paying attention. Look for white and black spots through gaps of lockers to locate it. If you see these, don't open it because Decoy is waiting to catch you. This eight-legged freak hides inside various drawers, ready to jump out and attack the player as they search for loot. As well as a nasty jump scare, Timothy also inflicts a small amount of damage to those who fall victim to his surprise attack. On the other hand, Void is a little different. It doesn't have a physical form, and it only appears in multiplayer games. The whole purpose of Void is to teleport players who fall behind their group, keeping everyone in the same area. If you're lagging behind or you're too far from your friends, Void will kick in. You'll see the lights dim, and in a flash, you'll be transported back to the group. Sounds helpful, right? Well, there's a catch. That teleportation comes with a price. The flash that happens when you get teleported can cause damage, and sometimes it's enough to actually kill you. So, while Void is meant to keep the group together, it does it at the risk of hurting or even killing the player who's lagging behind. Near the start of the game, we enter a room unlike any other in the Foundation universe. This room contains Bob's shop, the new pre-run store in the Foundation, replacing Jeff's shop from the hotel. This time, Bob actually does something instead of just sitting around. As soon as you step out of the elevator, he's there to greet you and sell a few basic items: lighter, candle, and flashlight. More could be added later, but for now, that's what he offers. His model is the same as indoors, still wearing the gray baseball cap, but now he actually has a role. Another important item in the Foundation is the crowbar. It's unclear if Bob sells it, but it seems to be a key tool for opening secret doors, crates, and even subfloors. Maybe it's something you find mid-run, or maybe there's another way to get it. Either way, if there are hidden areas locked behind obstacles, the crowbar could be a huge part of exploration and progression, making it one of the most important tools in the game. With the lore still being uncovered and more entities likely on the way as the game continues its development, the Foundation promises to be an experience that keeps players guessing and terrified every step of the way. It's a terrifying world where anything can happen, and each entity feels like it has its own unique way of tormenting you. The Foundation is shaping up to be one of the most terrifying experiences in Roblox, and we can't wait to see what other surprises it has in store. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for sticking around and exploring the terrifying world of the Foundation with me. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth analyses and updates on all things The Foundation and other horror games. Let me know in the comments what you think of these entities and any theories you have about them. Until next time, stay safe, and remember, in The Foundation, no one is ever truly safe.